What's happening, everybody? Tom Garman here from Guitar Antihero again, and boy, this video is gonna piss a lot of people off. And I say, good, all the better, because it needs to be said. It's something that irks the shit out of me, and some people just don't seem to get it. All right. There are many members of the greater guitar playing community, of which I am a part, and I imagine you are also a part, who seem to do precious little with their time and energy outside of worshiping dead guys who could play the guitar. Okay? Now granted, most of these guys can play pretty well, and they're not all guys. Some are women too. But the point is, this whole hero worship of dead motherfuckers doesn't really get us anywhere. Now, it's fun sometimes to think about and to talk about, ooh, what would Hendrix be doing if he were alive today? Oh, gee, I don't know. Yeah, I bet he'd be doing X, Y, and Z, you know, and that's okay. I mean, to think of these things and to talk about them and to wonder what our favorite players might be doing if they're no longer with us. But, you know, how much time and energy are you actually putting into that shit versus creating your own legacy and making yourself a legend, right? Bottom line is, most people are going to be more comfortable and better served being followers than leaders, okay? What's that saying about having too many cooks in the kitchen and all chiefs, no Indians, whatever the fuck, right? That's certainly true. But, you know, really the point of all this and the point of any skill set we build in the arts or anywhere else for that matter is really designed to enhance our creative character and our creative power and allow us to have more authenticity and more authority and ownership in our own lives. And if most of our time and energy is spent worrying about what somebody else would be doing and, oh gee, I don't know, do you suppose he'd be into fucking techno now? Do you suppose he'd be playing speed metal, or maybe he'd just go full blues? I don't give a fuck. I really don't, okay? And you shouldn't either. My time is better spent working on myself and what I need to do. Your time is also better spent working on yourself and what you need to do. Now again, we all have players we admire, right? We all have influences. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying we should never ask these questions and think about X, Y, and Z and wonder what would be going on in so-and-so's life and playing career if they weren't fucking dead. All right, but you know what? Most of these cats, they're fucking dead. They're not doing shit. If you're doing anything at all, if you know how to play an E minor chord, you're already, right now, a better guitarist than Randy Rhoads, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Andre Segovia, I don't fucking know, whoever else, Eric Clapton. Oh wait, he's not dead. It's just his career that's dead. All these guys, because they're not doing anything right now. They were great. They were visionaries, you know. Django Reinhardt is one of my favorite guitar players. That guy was fucking awesome. I love him. You know, he single-handedly basically invented and then refined an entire genre of gypsy jazz. But, you know, Django died in 1953. I love Django Reinhardt. I love listening to him. I don't sound anything like him, but he's great. He's an inspiration. He, to me, is... he, along with Paco de Lucia, who is also dead and one of my favorite players, epitomized the idea of the guitar anti-hero. Okay, but you know, put more work into what you're doing. You can study their stuff, you can work through their stuff, but who gives a shit? Would Django have ever unfused his other fingers that were damaged in that fire so he'd be able to play differently now? You know, medical technologies are great. I don't fucking know. Probably not. Or if you would have, maybe. I don't know. He probably wouldn't have been able to play his old stuff if he had the full use of 4 fingers. Who gives a shit? Get over it. Do the work. Get to it. And forget about what everybody else might be doing were they still alive. Okay? I'm tired of hearing this shit. You see it a lot from cats who are like my mom's age and been playing longer than I've been alive. And you look at it and you know what? The truth is, most of these guys spouting off about this stuff have not gotten any better since they were about 16, 17 years old. That's the fucking truth, man. They've been right about where they are for decades. Maybe, just maybe, that's at least partly because they're more concerned with what some dead fucking guitar hero would be doing today, oh gee, and less concerned with putting their own fucking skin in the game and getting their ass in line and doing the work they need to do. You want to know what Hendrix would be doing right now? What he would still be playing were he still alive? Wow, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Hey, you know what? If you really care, and if you really want to know, maybe you should actually think about that instead of just talking about it. And then figure out what that would be and try to play it yourself. You could even record an album and release it yourself, say dedicated to the memory of Jimi Hendrix and what he might be doing today were he still alive. This is what I think he would be doing. This is why I'm playing this way. That would actually be productive. Hanging out in fucking guitar shops and bars and live shows and whatever, talking all this bullshit is not productive. Alright? So fucking get off that shit. Knock it off. Take responsibility for your own life and your own playing. Alright? You're the only one who's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. And if you're too busy worried about what somebody else might be doing, then you're not doing it. Okay? Be fucking productive. Speaking of productivity, make sure to visit GuitarAntihero.com for more info on being the biggest, baddest, and best guitar player you can be on your own terms, not those of someone else. And make sure to hit me up on Twitter at Guitar Antihero with any questions and comments you might have. Links to both of those are in the description box below. All right. Till next time, see ya.